call this Rules Committee meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can we have a roll call?
Schaffner,
Present.
Carroll,
Here.
McLean,
Here.
Also in attendance, we have Fiscal Officer Brian Bibler, Village Administrator Matt Nyheiser, Police Chief Brett Rogers, Village Solicitor Jeff Faco, Mayor Rick Ellis, and council people Gar, Phillips, and Brandy. So I need a approval of June 22nd, 2026
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
meeting minutes. Roll call.
Carroll,
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Yes.
You weren't here.
For June 22nd,
You were. You
You
was
weren't
you
here
was
last
excused. You weren't at the last meeting. You want to abstain?
well, that was July 13th.
Well, you weren't here for the rules meeting either.
I guess I wasn't.
You weren't, that's the one I called
That's
you and you
right.
came.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
And the meeting was over.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes,
okay,
yes. So
it's
I
okay.
abstained, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Ron, anything to say to Rules Committee? Okay, thank you. Alrighty, so, old business, codification of ordinances overlapping with code sections. Do we have something new on that? Is there some,
Nothing new to present tonight.
okay.
Is it still? Is it?
Yes, keep it on, please.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anything anybody want to say about that? Philip, you look so distinguished tonight.
Yeah, that's how I dress for every council meeting.
Alright, proposal to amend chapter 804, and I think this was something that I think you were going to look into.
Yeah, I still am.
Okay.
So keep that on the agenda too.
I'll make this quick. And then, chapter 220 of the codified ordinance. Alright, now, first of all, I just wanna say that I would swear that at one time, the Rules of Council held all the dates and times of our committee meetings. But it's not in here now, so I don't know
That's established general one of
if
each.
I'm confused or if it got taken out, but I don't see it in here anywhere. Did it, Philip and, Jamie, did you guys get a chance to look at the Rules of Council at all? This
Kind of briefly.
220. So the only thing I have on this is on page, and I think we've talked about this in previous years, and I don't remember what the decision was, but page, it would be page 18. At the end of the page, number 4, duties of committee chairperson. Everything on this list is something the fiscal officer does, not the committee chairperson. It's page 18.
Oh, 18. We have to go to
Going
page
by the
18.
numbers on the top right hand, there's numbers on the little bottom left, a different number, and then there's,
Back in the first page? How to get out of order? I don't know.
Maybe mine's out of order.
I only got 17.
It's right here.
Part 4? Part 4?
Duties of the committee chairperson. Is that what you're at?
duties of committee chairperson.
Oh, just go on. I can't find it.
Yeah.
Go on.
So, actually, I always thought the mayor appointed the vice chairperson, but I'm not sure about that. B, receive from the village administrator all items for consideration by the committee with the assistance of village administrator, prepare an agenda. Like, we don't do the agenda.
No, we prepare it for you.
So does that need to be fixed?
No.
just leave it
But
the
you
way
can,
it is.
because you can always call in and say, hey, I want this added to
Okay.
the agenda.
Alright, and then, I'm just gonna throw this out here, I know it's not gonna be a popular thing for me to say, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. On page 20, order of business. Oh, I'm sorry, C agenda, number 5, order of business, this is basically the agenda, order. I would like to remove oral or silent prayer. It's not comfortable for a lot of people who walk in here and don't realize they're gonna have to say the Lord's Prayer. We don't know what religious affiliation they are, there's a certain degree of concern for church versus,
That will not be popular. I would
Seriously.
go everything against that.
well,
I mean, but I'm not on that committee, so it's up to you guys.
so, that is my only, oh wait, there isn't something else. Okay, page 22. Item number 3, suspension of rules. I question this only because I'm pretty sure that it's happened. Suspension of rules regarding reading of ordinances or resolutions. So we're talking about waiving the, 3 readings. When a motion is properly made and seconded to suspend the rule requiring reading at 3 separate meeting days, no debate shall be permitted on the motion.
But you gotta be able to debate it, right?
You debate after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is saying there is no debate permitted on the.
Yeah, just on that. Just on on the motion to suspend.
I don't like that because I mean, and I've done it. I have questioned, just here a couple weeks ago, I questioned why we were
That's not a
passing
debate, that's
something
just,
as an emergency.
that's just a question, that's not a debate.
Says who?
No, it's just a question.
Are you debating?
Are you debating?
Well, those are my things. I don't know, like if you guys have looked at these or, and I also don't know, I can't really, to be honest with you, I can't remember, Jeff, these things, okay, so let's first of all just say, I think we just probably ought to keep this on the agenda for another time, for you guys to have the time to look it over a little bit closer, to make sure that there's nothing that you would like to change as well.
So for this one, the number 3, page 22, number 3, suspension of the rules, that's just merely just to debate whether we should suspend the rules or not, right? So it's not the actual, whatever's being proposed,
Right.
just the 3 readings part.
Well, yeah, that's the way
I
I
mean,
read
what
it.
would you debate though, is, I guess,
Yeah.
Whether or not it's,
Whether you should
whether
or
or not it's an
shouldn't.
emergency, I think. That's where way I take it.
We have a discussion over it though, don't we?
No, not on that. Not on the motion to
Is,
suspend.
well,
but
I'm
to
gonna ask
adopt.
Jeff. Jeff is
Motion
our
to
legal.
adopt,
Right.
and then
So,
after
So it's
a
just a
second,
matter of when we talk about it.
yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
what's it?
It's when you talk about it. So do you need a discussion on whether you can make a motion or not? Make the motion, and if the motion passes, then have a discussion on what the vote should be.
When a motion is properly made and seconded to suspend the 3 reading rule, no debate shall be permitted on the motion.
I see what she's saying now. It sounds like you can't talk
So are you
about it.
proposing to change that then?
Well, I mean, I know I've done it. I have actually done it. I mean, I have questioned why
Yes.
something is an emergency before. If that's not what it's referring to, then fine.
Yeah, we
I
gotta be able to discuss
absolutely
it.
understand what you're saying, because
Yeah.
I know several instances, whether it was Phil or you or another one of us, that have done exactly that.
Yeah.
Why are we, I think Rick has as well. Why are we trying to get this through so quickly?
And it's commonly done. I
Okay.
agree, it's commonly done. because one of the points of contention is, why are we doing everything on an emergency basis? Why
right.
not let it go to its normal process of having 3 readings?
Do you know what the point of this was? There must be some sort of point. that
Is it
we're-
just to clear up the agenda instead of?
I've done it a couple of times just to get it off the agenda because it was minute little things.
Yeah. When we initially came on to village council, we actually went to a conference or a meeting up in Columbus that was all about a lot of, was related to
Yeah,
that.
we should be able to talk, what you're saying is right.
Yeah.
There should be a discussion, why, but I feel like we do talk about that, don't we? I'm trying to think,
Is there some sort of a drawback to taking it off that you can think of?
No, not really.
I mean,
Or to amend that language to allow a discussion on the
Yes.
motion?
A discussion maybe
I will-
allowed
yeah, I think-
following this motion.
yeah, I think that's reasonable.
so I think for right now, maybe we should just hold off until you guys get a chance to review this a little bit closer and make sure that the things that I have said, whether you agree with them or not agree with them, give you time to think about it, and then we can address it at the next rules meeting, because it's nothing that has to be done right away, so.
So you wanna waive the 3 readings rule on, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
But that makes sense, though, what she's saying, we just change the language, that's all.
I think that is all. Do we have any new business rules committee tonight?
Don't have any.
Right. If not, I guess we can adjourn. The next meeting will be held on the 4th Monday in August, which is August 24th at 6 p.m.
Matt, do you have an extra
You want
charger?
a motion second?
An extra what?
I'll make a
Charger.
motion we adjourn.
Oh, I'm sorry, we need a motion
I
to
didn't get
adjourn.
one with my tab.
Second?
All in favor?
Who seconded?
Aye.
Who
Aye.
seconded?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did it with a wink.
Okay.
Oh, no, not yet.
Before we do, no, I'm not,
Yeah, okay.
I need help. I've been on this today and it turned my screen. I am an Apple person, I do not know how to.
Stand on your head, Brandy.
No, cause I can't type, I'm like, oh my gosh. Anybody? Anybody?
That would be Matt, maybe.
Oh, for last week? Or last month?
Is it
Yeah.
just upside down, Brandon?
Well, let me
Correct.
read it.
Yeah, there's a keystroke.
Thank
I
you.
don't know this one.
Okay.
It would seem like it would be you that went
Oh,
into that.
oh.
I'm
No,
kind
I'm
of.
See, I would just take
No,
it and
it's like
start
a-
flipping it
It's
around.
like a control.
No, I
We already
did.
voted to approve it, yeah.
Dude,
Is this your pen or mine? Mine.
Okay, gentlemen.
That's sorry.
Did you see that?
Okay.
What time is it? 6?
He'll be in there.
Maybe,
I wasn't the only one running behind.
If those
He's not on any of these committees.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Chromebook, which is
Yeah.
at school, but I was fine until Tony gave me the screen.
Air Force Base conference.
Chief
And,
said I don't need them.
I was driving that GOV, that government-owned vehicle.
Didn't work.
I'm like,
exactly what it tells you. Does not corruption. Press
nope,
control.
I wasn't speeding. No, not me.
We're still live, by
Chances
the way.
are they're speeding anyway. You probably had cars going around you.
If you don't mind.
Yep,
hold
I can
just
get
a
that for you.
minute.
Yeah.
My eyes are just gonna get copies done.
Yeah, just FYI, we're still live.
Sorry for the delay, technical difficulties.
You know, mouse is just the one on the thing.
Yeah, that's what I usually use. I don't have a. Uh-huh, thank you, sir. Okay. Okay. I'm ready whenever you are. here. It is exactly 6:15. First roll call, please.
McCurry,
Present.
Schaffner,
Present.
Carroll,
Present.
Great. Also in attendance, we have Mayor Rick Ellis, we have the VA, Matt Nyheiser, Police Chief Brett Rogers, Fiscal Officer Brian Bibler, and we also have Gar Phillips in attendance, as well as Phil McLean, and we have 2 visitors also. Approval of the minutes for the April meeting, please.
I will move to approve the minutes from
I'll second it.
All right.
all in favor?
Aye.
I.
Visitors this evening, we have Mr. Bibler, Mr. Holt. Nothing? Okay. All right. 2026 goals, 0 workplace accidents, as well as 0 fatal accidents. I
So we're
believe
still
we are.
0?
Still 0. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I would like to have, we have 2 reports, and in just a minute, VA, Mr. Nyheiser will give his VA report.
I apologize here.
You're good.
I have nothing to report.
Okay.
Is that what you apologize for?
That's what I apologize for.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. Police Department.
So we're about a day away from finishing up on the HVAC at the shoot house and training house. And other than that, my email was hacked, so I sent out about 8 million emails to everyone in the world, and got 9 million back.
Yeah.
So, but it's been taken care of, at least as far as stopped or whatever. But other than that, get ready for school to start.
When does it start?
12th.
Wow. That seems early to me.
August?
Yeah. And,
Doesn't that seem early to you guys?
Also, getting ready for festival and National Night Out with the Sheriff's Department, Lancaster Police is going to be at Johnson Park on the 4th from 5 to 7. So it's just kickball, tug of war, water fighting, balloon fighting between kids and cops. So
That sounds great. All right.
that's about it right now.
I guess I'll
Okay.
ask-
Thank you.
I guess I'll ask you my question tomorrow.
And Bibbler's going to be in the dunk tank. So if anybody,
That's a great idea.
I'm there.
What time?
Brian, are you really going to be in the dunk tank? No. Oh,
Shoot.
I thought you
I'd start saving up right now.
everybody just.
what a big deflate, huh?
Stop
I'd be
it.
in the
All right.
dunk tank, but the bench wouldn't hold me. It would just snap. So.
All right. Thank you, Chief. Old business, we don't have any. New business on the agenda first, electric fences.
Well, that's about the. Do you have anything
That's
on
you, man.
electric fences?
I mean, I don't know if Chief wants to take it, but we had a lady, Mrs. Ward was in here last council meeting, addressed council about a letter she received about, her dogs being off leash or not restrained in any way or contained within a fence. So she had lots of questions about about her electric fence, and I believe that's why that's on the agenda.
She made the statement that night that nobody had ever complained about her animals. Is that true?
Chief would know better than me.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Complained about them barking.
Okay.
Complaints had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
In reading through this, to me, an electric fence is not a fence that confines. So the language, I believe, is missing. An electric fence is not meant to physically confine a dog. I think if anybody knows me and you follow me on Facebook, I am constantly posting about dogs needing homes
Yes,
and following
yes.
up on. There are so many dogs that are found with their collars on, whether the battery or whatever is low.
Right.
They do not keep a dog necessarily within. But let's also then talk about, you can have anyone can walk into your yard. And confinement is meant to protect people as well as the dog. So,
I say it just stands as it is. I don't think we need to make any changes to it.
so yeah, I think they need to be
it's
confined. So
protecting
then it
both.
comes to enforcement. I mean,
So, just a question then, the people that have invisible fences, but don't have a dog that escapes,
I think the invisible fence is
You're not
mixed
gonna
to where
be-
you can be out in the yard with your pet, and your pet doesn't have to be on a leash. But if you're just letting your dog out and you go back in the house,
Yeah, that's not,
but the question is, unless that dog gets out, I mean,
there's less of a chance.
I guess the question is, if somebody just calls and says, hey, my neighbor has an electric fence, I want you to come over here and give her a ticket, is that gonna happen? Or is it because of some sort of infraction that a dog got loose and bit somebody or something like that?
Well, to that point, the horse is out of the barn if you wait till it bites somebody.
Right.
And that's what we had happen, which brought this up a year or so ago. So, yeah, I mean, if somebody has one, I mean, as long as that law's on the books, you know, well,
So should we, I guess my question then is, should we, if we know people with electric fences, should we notify them that this is?
that's not our job.
I-
I don't think.
well, that's how this started. That's how this started on this particular one, was with a letter saying, hey, just to let you know, that's not, you know, that's, the ordinance doesn't allow for electric fence for a dog ordinance. And that's, how this got started, so right now it is in violation, so, and that's what it was all about, so, yeah, if they're notified, then they gotta do something.
So somebody, I'm still just not clear. So somebody has I know, an invisible fence over on Kumar. Are they gonna get a ticket tomorrow because they have one, or is it one of those things where, you know, the grass, we were supposed to mow the grass, but we didn't really mow it this, you know, so we'll let it go till next week, or, I don't know. I mean, I guess my point is, as far as enforcement is concerned, does that mean, are we going to notify these people that that's not enough? Or are we gonna wait
well,
until
I
a
think
dog
we
gets
almost
out?
have to wait till something, till
Happens?
somebody
They
calls,
don't
because
notify us when they got electric fence.
I don't know who's got electric fence in
So,
town and who doesn't.
It's not that we're gonna drive around and look for,
How about,
but if we
or
see
maybe
it,
posting
then
something
yes.
on Facebook, how about that?
That's, you could do that, but that, to your point, we're not going around looking for that.
Right.
But if we see it and, you know, and there, someone calls and says, hey, these dogs run out to the edge of, and to the sidewalk and bark and whatever, and we go and they say, well, I've got an invisible fence, now then they're gonna be told they need to correct that problem or they'll be cited.
As a person who walks all the time, as I know some of us do in here as well, when I had my dog Buster, he was attacked 4 different times. He was on a leash. But he was attacked 4 different times by 4 different dogs. And that's why, if you've ever seen me post anything about leashes and fences save lives. They save the people from getting bit, the dog from getting hit. But there is an issue here sometimes in this village with dogs not being on leash or behind a fence, especially if it's a more, what do I want to say, aggressive dog. And I had a dog that I had to have on leash. So I've owned the dogs that needed a fence. I've owned the dogs that needed to be on leash. So, and accidents do happen, but we need to try to do our due diligence to make sure that if you are an owner of a dog who would benefit from a fence and a leash, we need to be responsible owners.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I feel like if we post something, if we're gonna do this on a case-by-case basis, if you do put something public, like, I'm not afraid to say it, but if you put something on Facebook, you're opening Pandora's box, just like we did with the state mandate that you have to have a permit for a hot water tank. We're not the hot water tank police. We're not gonna be the electric fence police. If
I
there's
just think if it was me and I had an electric fence for my dog, that I would wanna know that I was in violation, cause it would not occur to me naturally that would be in violation of
But
the
Well, they're
ordinance.
not gonna come around.
They will be notified, we're not gonna cite them right off the bat.
I was gonna
so
say,
they
you're
will
not
be
gonna say,
notified
okay, here's your
when
fine.
we know about it.
yeah, we didn't do
So-
that to her.
No,
And it, just, you know who you're talking about when you're talking about, they're just, like I said, my dog needed to be with a fence and a leash. I tried to be a responsible owner, and I think that that's important.
And I think too is I'm doing code enforcement, again, most of that's, with the exception of high grass, most of that's not driving around the village looking for things. But when we're driving around the village, if I drive by and see a dog in the front yard with no owner, I can call the police chief, or I can knock on the door and we can ask the question, and
So if the owner's there, it's not an issue?
well, it still
it's
has
an
to be
issue.
restrained.
So wait a minute, now if I'm out in the yard with my dog in my property, and he's not on a leash, that's gonna be a problem?
No, if he goes at somebody,
see you.
right? I mean, you're not gonna, if somebody's out in their yard and their dog's in their yard, now you aren't gonna stop and say, do you have an electric fence?
I'm not gonna say that,
No.
but that doesn't mean the letter of the law either.
Right, no, I understand that.
Well, anytime I open my gate to go out of my fence, then I'm technically my dog's no longer contained for that second that the gate's open. I know I'm taking it to an extreme,
If you
but
want me to
it's,
split hairs, I will, but I don't think you'll like the end result.
I think comparably, this is
Common
similar
sense, like we do
to,
with everything.
to the situation when we talked about water heaters.
Right.
Right, common
I think
sense,
this
just
is
go down the road.
very similar. We can compare those two situations. Is that responsible ownership? Whether it's your hot water heater or your dog. I mean, we know what we need to be doing, and
Yeah. Yeah, I
So.
mean, I feel like most people are responsible dog owners. Listen, I got a fence and locks and gates and everything else, and that dog of mine gets out on a monthly basis, not because he finds a way to get out, you know what I mean?
Again, here we go. Guess I'll be over on the west side.
There you go.
Stakeout.
so if my dog is on a chain,
Yeah,
and it's screwed into the ground, those are fine,
yeah,
even though dogs pull those out of the ground all the time.
Yes.
it's still tethered. I mean,
I mean,
again, I think Chief is the best one to answer these. In reading this, though, I mean, we can sit here and read through all of this. Except when a dog is lawfully engaged in hunting and accompanied by the owner, keeper, harborer, or handler of the dog, no owner, keeper, or harborer of any dog shall fail at any time to do either of the following: keep the dog physically confined or restrained upon the premises of the owner, keeper, or harborer by a leash, tether, adequate fence, supervision, or secure enclosure to prevent escape. Number 2, keep the dog under the reasonable control of some person. That's what this states.
yeah.
and council has previously said it's not an affirmative defense to say you have an electric fence.
I was not present at that meeting when
No, this was a year ago when I
Oh,
was, you were there.
oh, yeah, no, I think because if you're talking about it doesn't provide a secure enclosure is what the,
Or reasonable
To me.
control is where I think differ.
It's like
We
how
can
we
differ in
define that.
opinions, Yeah,
does your dog come when you call? Are they trained? I'm using that as an example.
mine doesn't, that's
see?
why I use a leash. I have a
So,
fence.
see, I mean,
But I
that's what,
understand.
Cause you're using common sense.
Yeah.
Some breeds like shock collar will tolerate that shock.
Mhm,
just
run the
to get
line.
out of the
Yep.
fenced
I had a dog
area
like that.
yeah.
and run.
My dog definitely would do that. But he's a bird dog, that's what they do.
So were we just discussing this, wanting to change the language to, I think the emphasis, everything's here.
No, I think she just wanted, if I remember correct from when to.
Clarification.
Clarification.
Yeah,
When
everything's.
she was here, she just wanted another reason why. And
And then I think council decided
to kick it to
Move-
safety
move-
to look into it.
just to discuss
see if-
it.
Okay. To me, everything's here. Anybody have any?
So it's really, I mean, I think I disagree with it, but I'm not on this committee, but, I think
mean,
it
how-
comes down to officer discretion. Is that right, chief? Kind of,
Not really, I mean, not when especially like say when you're not outside, it's not a discretion. You know, like, but I mean, I agree with Jamie, like, if you're standing on your front porch and your dog's sitting there with you and it's under control, but you're right there being supervised, I mean, it's all right there.
Yeah, that's in there, I think
Yeah,
that's covered in there.
it
So
says
I think that's okay.
reasonable control
When
of
you
some
just
person.
open your door and it goes out and you have no idea what's happening outside, that's not okay.
No.
And that's what
And
was happening.
And I guess, once again, I could prove it over and over and over again by the girl that got bit, so,
Yeah.
that had a fit, so, it's, you know, what do you, I don't know how you can argue against it
Yeah.
because of that.
In June, there was a dog that was running over at Basel Park, and I was with my walking group. So, very large breed, not very friendly, but I was okay with it. I kind of knew where this dog belonged, and I guided it back home. But had it been a child,
Yeah.
so, and you know, I told the people that.
And they had a electric collar, or you don't know?
No. So, and it had crossed 256, and I only knew because, again, I probably know the dogs and cats better than the people sometimes because I pay attention.
That's true.
But I knew exactly where this dog belonged, and it actually chased a woman and her dog inside of an apartment. So, that dog, I told them, your dog needs to be on a leash. You should not be letting your dog out. It's one I could have called, I could have reported, but it went home, and so,
Okay.
anyways.
So what's the standard, and may I, I'm sorry.
No, no.
They get basically a warning or a notification that,
Yeah, just get a notification
and then
yep.
they just buy a chain or put up a fence?
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to them to figure out how they wanna do it after that, you know what I mean? But like this one, it's just a notification that there was a violation and they need to correct it. And then we would go back and see if that happened after 10 days or whatever, to see what's going on.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, I was the one that referred it to committee, and I just wanted to discuss it and have it
Okay.
clarified. Thank you.
All right, last under new business, resolution 2026-23.
I'll have Jeff explain this
Okay.
one.
And, okay, which one is that?
The resolution that
Solid Waste
Oh, yeah.
District.
The village is asked to do that every so many years. I believe it's every 4 or 5 years. And we participate, we're one of the counties that participates in that solid waste district. And so the group meets periodically, comes up sometimes with new rules, and asks everybody to rejoin that district. And so that's, we're due for a renewal of that. And it's Fairfield, Perry, Licking, and Coshocton. There are 4 counties, I believe, but maybe 5 that participate in that.
And in reading that, is that something that's gonna need to bypass the 3 reading rule? Okay, I'll sponsor that.
No, there isn't.
Vickery to sponsor. And
Just a house
are
cleaning.
you making a motion to take it to council?
Yes, I'd like to move that to council, please, with
Need a second?
me
I'll
spon-
second it.
Okay,
And Brian, I don't believe that the village pays any fees to participate.
No,
Okay,
no.
I didn't think so.
All
I
in-
never recalled.
Yeah.
and you said the basic reason is they redraw the map?
They renew it.
They
Renew,
the
okay.
agreement every so many years, so.
Okay,
Roll call. All in favor of taking this to council?
aye.
Uh,
Okay. All right, so I don't believe there's anything else. Any other new business?
Yeah, I'd like to bring something up.
Okay,
Take it to council and vote on it. A few months ago, we put logos on all the vehicles in the village, on all the trucks. Village of Baltimore. One vehicle continues not to have that on there. They were stenciled on the doors. This final vehicle had magnetic signs for months. Today I noticed the magnetic signs are gone. So I would like to send that over to council and vote on that vehicle having it stenciled on the doors like the rest of the fleet.
Okay, so this is something you're requesting to take up. You don't feel that executive session is
We can
appropriate?
do an executive session however, or whatever you want to do.
So,
That's not- that's not-
Yeah, it
discussion?
doesn't sound like it to me.
That's not executive session.
Okay. All right, so discuss logos on the vehicles, one in particular that needs to have stenciled on or a magnetic
Stenciled
sign.
on,
Stenciled
not
on.
magnetic. Magnetic seems to disappear.
Okay.
Stencil does not.
You want the vinyl letters on the doors, is what you want.
Well,
Okay.
can I just mention that when we get into council, I was going to ask to go to executive session regarding the same employee. And, I mean, this can be discussed at that time in executive session. It's not just about that, but it's
Okay,
related.
so I guess if we
Ask
could,
For an executive session after regular business to discuss economic development, if you wanna add
Personnel
matters to
issues.
that, that's fine. But I can,
okay. So we'll ask, okay. So I think that's all.
Is there anything else? Well, I mean,
Okay.
sure, but is there anything else?
All right, so it sounds like that we'll discuss later. Okay. So if there is nothing else, our next meeting will be August 24th at 6:30 or immediately following rules. Anyone move to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Oh,
Okay, so we are adjourned.
yep. Okay, let's see. Carroll. Foreman.
Here.
McCreary.
Here.
McLean.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Schaffner.
Present.
Okay, can we get approval of the agenda?
You don't need to approve the agenda.
Okay, to review the impervious surface regulations, what we'd like to do is, Mr. Foreman has found a video in reference to this.
I made a video, and this video clearly demonstrates that this policy doesn't really solve I&I, and that some of the policies of council have made it worse. And it's just one example. There's examples all over town, but you know, this is a really good example because it's one I know well. But so Brian has a video and he's going to play it.
And then we'll go to questions.
I'll narrate it a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Well,
fine.
I have to reboot my computer. So.
So I guess, why is he going first?
Well, you doesn't have to go for, I figured.
No,
everybody-
I just was wondering
I just
the
figured
order.
the
He
video
might
would-
answer some of the questions that some of the people have too.
Okay.
It just, I don't have to go first, I can go last, but it seems silly to go last if I've got something to present.
Unless it's gonna take Brian.
They may have something to present
Oh,
as
I
well.
mean, other people can go while we reboot, but it looks like he's there. Oh, here it is. So this is the storm drop in my house, and that water coming into that storm drop is all the water that falls on my house. I'll be the first to acknowledge that most of the houses in town probably aren't connected like this, but mostly because we haven't provided the infrastructure for it. Now, as I go around the corner, you can see all this water on the street running right over here. There's a manhole right over there to the left where all this water's going. All this water has been forced out into the street because of this sidewalk that I was required to build. All this water used to roll off the edge of the street into the grass, around the curb, and into that storm drop that I just had on the video, instead of going across the street to where there's a manhole. And so you can also see all the erosion caused on the street because of the sidewalk. And so I guess this is just my point, is some of these blanket policies aren't really a good idea. I think my reason for being on council was to eliminate the I&I problem. And if this did anything to help contribute to solving the I&I problem, I would be all for it. It doesn't. It just absolutely doesn't. And this is an example. The sidewalk is blocking all that stormwater from getting into that storm structure that it had always gone into. So, and you can see from the beginning of it, all the water that falls on the impervious house is being directed right into a storm. So that's not ending up in your sewer plant, in your sanitary. So there are a lot of houses who have a lot of their sump pump and other things going into the sanitary. And in most cases, it's because we haven't provided something like this. This solves the I&I problem. But a lot of the I&I comes from old manholes that are brick, and they're literally collecting all of the water that falls on the dirt around them, like a stormwater collection facility. And all the new ones are sealed, they don't do that, but the old ones leak like a sieve, and all the water that falls in people's yards where there's a manhole like that winds up going straight into that manhole. And so this is why I'm against the policy. I don't think anybody can give me any evidence that that impervious surface ordinance has prevented one drop of water from hitting the sanitary sewer.
You're calling this the impervious surface,
Surface.
but maximum lot coverage is what we're talking about.
Right.
So this is language embedded within that.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why it's not a solution to our problem. It's being touted as a solution to our problem, but it's just not. So that's really all I have to say on it. I think I've kind of illustrated that there are answers to the I&I problem.
I think it's great that your residence, that you are set up and your water is captured and it goes back into the system. But I think one thing we have to consider is that even though there's an opportunity to capture the water, it doesn't mean that all residents are gonna see that as an opportunity. They're not gonna do it.
And so your
So-
large lots out on Holder Road where there is no storm sewer are allowed up to like 24,000 square feet of impervious surface because of the size of their lots. Not because they're capturing stormwater, not because of any reason other than they have a really large lot. And they are not capturing their stormwater, I guarantee you, we have a stormwater problem out there. Whereas that impervious surface that they're allowed to have is 2.5 times the size of my entire lot.
I
So there's
still don't
nowhere
think
to
it's a
bring
good
equity
idea
in.
to fill up a lot, no matter the size, with surfaces that are unable to allow proper drainage. So, so allowing one resident's water to run off, it absolutely becomes another resident's problem. It really does.
Well, that's our responsibility to not let people build things and shed their water onto their neighbors. That's, they're not allowed to do that. And we have to make sure we don't allow that.
Can I add something to that? So our ordinance has already addressed some of that. The neighbors' water running off, section 1272.10 subsection B4 already requires all paved areas to be graded and drained to prevent excess surface water runoff onto neighbors' properties with required diversion to an adequate stormwater drainage system. So I think the lot coverage is arbitrary because there's nothing tying a 30% rule or 35% rule to, if that's the problem, I don't see how they're connected. And if they are, we already have something saying that they're supposed to do that in a certain way. There's also other things like section 1272.04. It prevents permanent structures in any drainage easements and requires lot owners to maintain drainage flow. We also have chapter 1266 that establishes the floodplain overlay district. It's a comprehensive FEMA-backed regulatory framework where it requires engineering certification for any development that could affect flood carrying capacity, and it prohibits structures in the floodway entirely. But you know, the 35% for R, or 30% for R1. Why not 35%? You know, there's no data, there's no engineering study, there's no flood history, there's no soil analysis, there's no reference to any standard planning. So I think I'm with Rick on this completely. That I don't know that this arbitrary percentage is the best way to approach it. And I would also add that we already have stuff in our ordinances that address some of the issues that were mentioned by the planning or the zoning commission.
Can I interrupt you just for a
Yes, sir.
second? Since this is a public hearing, I don't know if there are any visitors here
Yeah,
that wish
is there-
to speak.
is there-
These are great points, but they can come up in council when that ordinance is being reviewed. So I would defer to any visitors who are here for that purpose, if there are.
Yes, Jake Huskins.
Go ahead, Jake.
So I'm confused because you said the sidewalk that you were required to put in is causing flooding.
Yes.
But that and lot coverage are two completely separate things, like requiring a review for maximum lot coverage versus requiring you to put in a sidewalk is actually putting in additional impervious surface. So I,
Will be subtracted from the impervious surface that I'm allowed to have because it'll.
No, it is not.
Okay.
right, but that's,
The video was about bad policies. One's about the impervious surface, the other one's about sidewalks for everyone.
right, so
Regardless of the
two
result.
different things. So sidewalks for everyone, I don't necessarily agree with. I mean, if there's an existing city walk and you're doing some construction, you destroy it, you need to replace
And we
it.
recently changed to that.
Yeah, but I mean, impervious surface is pretty standard everywhere, not just Ohio. And that maximum impervious surface requirement is to just stop somebody from saying, I'm covering my whole lot with impervious surface, and then it causes flooding everywhere else. You can have a great drainage plan, but if you cover 100% of your lot, it's going to flood somewhere else, no matter what you plan to do. And just in my experience, and so you all know, if we have no impervious surface coverage requirements that are standard, if you want to cover more, you just apply for a variance. I don't think we've ever turned one down that I know of. But, I mean, it's just, hey, I'm gonna cover more than I need. There's a process for saying this is my plan. And as long as we say, what's your stormwater runoff plan, that's what stops it there. Otherwise, somebody go, I'm just gonna build whatever I want. Yes, there's subsections elsewhere in the code that say you've gotta have a runoff plan, but who approves that? Because it doesn't go to zoning, it doesn't go to your neighbors to say my yard floods all the time, and if you cover your whole lot, it's gonna cause a problem. And if you have no impervious surface requirements in your building code, then the EPA will provide them for you. And that's what sucks. And you know, pardon my French, nobody wants to deal with that crap. Because if someone decides to say, I'm upset about this, then the EPA can come in and require you to have that, and that's a engineered drainage plan signed off by an engineer that you pay for, et cetera, and that's a requirement on every lot. I think it's above a half an acre, but it might be 1 acre, period, if there's nothing in your code.
Above that acre.
Yes.
Where we're
But
talking tiny, small.
I know, but you're talking about everybody.
Right.
It's, you know, you said those big lots that they can cover 25,000 feet. Well, that's what we're talking about. So if there's a minimum, if there's a requirement in the code, and then you want to do more than that, you just go apply for a variance, what's the issue with that? Because if there's no minimum, then you are going to have people that do whatever they want, and it does cause flooding. It's the reason there's impervious surface requirements everywhere in the state of Ohio. Every city, village in the state of Ohio has them. If you dig for it, you'll find it. You don't have to dig hard. And the only places that they take that away is large urban areas where there's no development left and there's only tiny lots left, and they want to reignite that part of that community. And they say, hey, let's remove the coverage because I can only put a 900 square foot house on this lot if I don't cover more than 50% or whatever the requirement is. So I think we're talking about two different things, in my opinion. You were forced to put in a sidewalk. I'm not super jazzed about that, especially I've poured concrete for 30 years. I wouldn't have poured my sidewalk that high, that close to the curb. There's a lot of people that would have done it differently, but you had to do it. So that's one thing. But taking away an impervious surface requirement as a standard, and then if you want to deviate from that, apply for a variance, I would never do that. That's my advice. That's all.
Can I ask you a question? You said if 100% of the area is covered, then that's going to create flooding somewhere.
I mean,
But if it's a-
definitively, and any percentage, any percentage displaces water that would be absorbed into the ground.
I mean, if
and-
that water's controlled into a drain, 100% of that water, I mean, I don't understand how that causes flooding if it's going where we want it to go.
If it's controlled into a drain and you
Yeah.
have a plan for that and there's infrastructure in place for it, that's a whole different discussion. But that's part of like applying for a variance would be, we need to see your drainage plan before we issue the variance. Not just do whatever you want and then hope it turns out okay. Because who polices that otherwise?
So, but instead, you're asking people to, you're telling people to get permission to use their own property.
No, you can use your property for whatever you want,
I mean,
but if
you're
you're
making them go get a variance.
that's not us. Again, like I said, if you take it away from the zoning and you take it away from a variance, then you can deal with the EPA. And that is terrible.
Or there could be no issue, or there's a civil matters, so it's a nuisance, it's a complaint, I file at a civil court, my neighbor's draining onto my property, I file the lawsuit, I get it taken care of, it's a
You're
trespass.
welcome to do that. Why would you eliminate it from the code?
I mean, why
to
would
not
I
have to
wanna
ask
go get a
permission?
variance? If I'm doing it right, why do I need permission to use my property?
If you do it right, you don't need permission to use your property. But if you're gonna do anything outside the building code, you apply for a variance. It's that simple. And that's the check and balance to say, is this guy doing it right or is he not? You are doing it right, great, go for it. You're approved.
But
Because not everybody is considerate like that.
the concrete doesn't require a permit.
Concrete does require a permit.
Not yes, it does.
What kind of permit are you talking about?
To pour more concrete on a piece of property.
Well, if you're building and you're applying impervious surfaces,
you're
then
just
it goes as
adding
part of a
concrete,
review.
like a patio
Like you're gonna pour a driveway or something like that?
Well, you need a permit, but if you're adding a turnaround to your driveway, you don't need a permit for that.
You don't, but you should adhere to the impervious surface requirements, and people that don't do that, how do you control that? But to eliminate it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
So-
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Besides
It's like taking
every-
away speed limit signs and saying drive slower. Not everybody's gonna do it.
Okay, no, we got another speaker.
Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm done anyway. I mean, any questions I can talk later.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, folks. Most of you know me. I'm Ken Mulger. This whole thing, we've rehashed it many times through planning and zoning. We've done a lot of research. We've compared this to other communities within the state. So these numbers were not come up with blind. I believe you mentioned. I'm sure. I don't believe I know you. I think I know everybody else here.
I'm Phil. Phil.
Excuse me, but
Phil.
Good to meet you.
I got a
Everybody else here.
fist bump
Okay.
there.
I think I know everybody else. These numbers were not come up with blind. We actually looked at what was the norm for other communities compared to ours. And for the most part, we are at least 5 or 10% allowing more coverage. Now, all of this is not about groundwater, but I believe a big part of it is. A lot of it is just simply small town aesthetics of it. If you want to go to live in, Newark, New Jersey, you have a hard time finding any grass anywhere. I personally want to live there and go find it. Just about 100% of the people in Baltimore don't want to live in that type of environment either. But when you open up the window that allows people to step through and just do whatever they want, you have no control over it. Mr. Huskins stated, I don't think we
control
turned
someone
down.
else's property. I mean, I control my property, and I let other people control their property. So, I mean, that's what I think we're debating here is the level of control.
Right. And, I don't want to be, I don't think anybody in this town wants to be policed or to be the police of somebody else saying, oh, their grass is too high, or their porch isn't well cared for. No, we all want to get along and to help each other out, I hope. That's the reason I'm here. I want everything to be the best we can be for this town. If you want to allow people to do whatever they want to do with their ground, what if I wanted to raise sheep on my property? Right now it's in the zone, it's in our code that unless it was brought in as agricultural and as state agriculture, you can't do that. But why shouldn't we allow somebody to raise sheep? Same thing, it's their property. So there've got to be guidelines.
How many others?
I think we all agree on
He's the
that.
last one.
You mentioned, Mr. Foreman, it's not a solution.
It
No,
doesn't
it-
even, it doesn't even make a drop of water's worth of difference.
Well, I don't agree with you there.
You're welcome.
My property up here, the business property, 1200 West Market. When I bought that parking lot was complete. There was no grass at all. I purposely took out asphalt so I would have water getting back in the soil. Now, when a big rain, I'll bet 80% of it runs off. I might maybe more. Some of the road gully washes we've had, it's been more than that.
And there's solutions to that. My parking lot drains towards the central drain where I control my rainwater.
Right.
So there's ways to fix that.
Right, and if, in a perfect world, if we had the infrastructure where we could handle solid concrete, I wouldn't love it, but that would eliminate all the flooding problems, right?
Those are solutions to our
But-
problem,
but-
though, where
but that would
I don't
eliminate it.
believe this is.
Wouldn't that eliminate it?
It would,
But we do not
nobody
have that
wants
infrastructure. I've been in places where they had amazing infrastructure, but still big enough rain overflowed. But, it's always better for more water to get back in the ground than to just ship it off out to the creek, right? We all agree on that?
Absolutely. In the ground or in the creek, where it belongs.
Yeah, well,
If it comes fast, it's gotta go to the creek. So you
if
gotta
it gets back into the ground, that's groundwater. If you're putting it in the creek, it's, we all remember our high school science class, there's a cycle to it. But we want it to get back into the ground,
Okay.
okay? You guys got any questions, you're welcome to call me, stop in my shop anytime. But I feel very strongly about this, that we need to keep these standards in place. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other visitors?
Not that I can see.
Wait,
Signing.
They just signed in for the council meeting.
I would like to add some comments.
Well, can you save them for council, 'cause we need to start the council.
It's 7 after 7.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
So can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
Seconds.
everybody's talked that
Normally
needs to.
speak. Additionally,
Who-
if
who
there's
seconded
someone
it?
else
Yeah.
in council during the visitors allotted time.
Yep. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brian, may I have a roll call, please?
Yeah, Carroll. Foreman. McCreary.
Present.
McLean. Phillips.
Here.
Schaffner.
President.
Can I get an approval for July 13th, 2026 meeting for the minutes?
Or makes a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Get a roll call on that, please, Brian.
Foreman.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Stan.
Oh,
That was abstained because it's on the 17th. I was out of town. Thank you.
okay. McLean.
Yes.
And Schaffner, you're abstaining.
Stan.
Can I get an approval of the agenda?
McCray moves to approve the agenda as written.
McCreary.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's just go right into visitors then.
Well, it's. See what's going on.
Nobody wants to speak. Nobody wants
Council
to speak.
meeting?
No one wants to speak.
Okay.
They all said no.
Okay.
I don't zero laws at this point.
I can report that.
Okay.
Well,
They're all here, so I just.
they're here.
Get it out of the way.
Ron said they're here for questions.
What's that?
Well, Matt, these guys are here.
I'll get a summary. It's not gonna take us long.
Okay.
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 Jeff will give a summary on it. All right, so let's go to village reports. I have nothing to add or to say. I know that they were getting ready for the festival and things at the park are moving along nicely for that to be set up. Village administrator, do you have anything?
Yeah, I want to make council aware of one thing from my report. So the Ohio EPA is requiring the village to identify all service line materials within the village, both residential and commercial. You may remember that over the last couple of years, we've sent out several rounds of letters asking residents to call in what their service line is what the material is of their service line, copper, but really what the EPA wants to know is it lead or galvanized? And so we have 414 service lines out of about 2,100 that have yet to be identified. We cannot force ourselves into people's homes to take a look at what their service line is in their home, but the EPA is requiring us to put eyes on the lines in their yard. So what this means is, this was kind of a neat thing. The water department has secured free water line inspections through RCAP, the Rural Community Assistance Program. They're going to cover that through a grant that is available to them. They will come in and with their vac truck, and they will vac down in 2 spots in the front yard. they'll back down and put to the water line, put eyes on the water line. We can check that off based on the material. We'll have workers from the village coming back through or following them, filling that back up with topsoil, seeding and strawing. That is going, so RCAP will be in the village the week of August 10th to begin doing that. If the weather's cooperative, they think that they can get that done in 3 to 5 days, all 414. So just so you know, we've put that out on our website, Facebook page. We are sending out letters to each of these 414 residents tomorrow. Those should go out in the mail tomorrow. And then at the end of the week before, we're going to do a push to hang door tags on all 414 doors as well, because we know that it can be an inconvenience to the residents, and we want to give them a heads up so that they see some big truck sucking dirt out of their front yard. They know what's going on and that it's going to be repaired. So I wanted you as the people's representatives to definitely know what was going on there and see if you had any questions.
Brian, do you have anything?
No.
Mr. Solicitor.
Couple of things. One, I would ask before I forget, for a motion to go into executive session after regular business, everybody at the tables here, for discussion of economic development and personnel issues. I would also ask for a motion to table ordinance 2026-21, which is an ordinance to enter into a contract with Fairfield County for housing inmates. I've been in discussions with the county prosecutor and have requested some amendments to their proposed agreement. They've indicated that they're working on those, but I haven't received them yet. So this is on for a third reading. I would ask that it be tabled for a brief period of time so that we can finalize that. And lastly, I have been doing some research regarding the ballpark issue, and it does not appear to be doable to do a traditional lease agreement between the village and the BYDA because of competitive bidding requirements. But it does appear to be doable for a license agreement. And so I am putting together a draft license agreement that is going to address those issues. It'll, and then I'm going to send that to BYDA. Jamie's been real helpful as far as giving me background information, pictures, drawings, that sort of thing. So I'll get contact information from him in order to figure out who to send that draft agreement to, because BYDA will need to review that and decide whether they're in agreement with those terms or not. One of the terms is going to be that with regard to any bank financing to construct these improvements, that the group obtaining the financing in the event of a default, hopefully it never happens, but in the event of a default, that the bank can't come in and seize the improvements because they're going to be made on village land, village-owned land, and so those improvements will eventually become the property of the village. That's one item out of several that will be in that draft license agreement.
So, and in talking to the banker for the the Baseball Association, when I talked to her today, I was very specific in asking, and she called me. She's very helpful, very nice. I just said, look, I think these guys will pay off probably before whatever the terms they have, because they have good fundraising skills, to say the least. I said, but let's just say something went awry. Well, how does that work? Do you repo the building? She said, no, whoever's name is on the loan is who we would go after, and it would have no effect on anything that's on village property. That's what she told me, and that's why we're working on this licensing agreement to see if they're copacetic with something like that as well.
And the village is eventually going to need more detailed drawings showing, the exact size of the building, the exact location of the building, because that's gonna have to be reviewed and approved by, the appropriate departments in the village. And the rough drawings I've seen don't clarify that, but, I don't think there's any mad rush, to obtain those drawings now. I would recommend that we put together a draft license agreement first, circulate that, make sure everything looks doable.
With the bank and everything, yes.
And then move forward.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? To Mr. Faco?
Yeah.
Is it typical for these kind of license agreements to have, some kind of performance bond involved?
I don't know. I'm in the process of obtaining drafts because I don't ever remember, quite frankly, preparing the license agreement for this village in the past. So I've requested samples of those. It's very possible that would be the internet. So it's very possible. So, and if it is, it'll likely stand. So,
Thank you.
yeah, not a problem. And I'll have other questions too,
Okay.
undoubtedly, once I'm working on that draft.
Does that
But
answer?
it's overall good news.
Yeah.
Because what it indicates is that in concept, it's doable. So we just have to work through all of the details and make sure those details are agreeable to village council and to the BYDA.
So that's,
You guys got the pictures we sent over of the detailed drawing?
Well, I got pictures. I can't say they're detailed drawings, but I did receive pictures, so.
they'll need something like from an architect or something
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
they'll need.
eventually, the village is gonna need that so it can be reviewed.
Now that we got the proof of concept on both sides, we can absolutely.
Yeah, and I would tell you, after the conversation with the lady at the bank today, and two, council decides this. This isn't me or any, it's council will have to vote on it and make sure that it's okay. But I feel like my personal opinion is it's an asset for sure to the children of this village and to the villages around here, boys, girls, and everybody. So, it's just we have to figure out that licensing thing. And the lady at the bank said the same thing. So,
That's it.
okay.
With the ACE logo on it.
We'll go into village committee reports, finance.
Oh. We did not meet tonight, Mayor. Our last meeting was, the second Monday in July. Our next meeting is, the second Monday.
August
The
10th.
10th.
August 10th.
Okay, service,
We did not meet. Our next meeting is August 10th.
safety committee.
Yes, we met this evening, Mayor. We had a lengthy discussion about electric fences, and our next meeting will be August 24th, 6:30 or following.
Rules committee.
Rules, we did meet tonight. We had several agenda items, which we left them all on the agenda for the next meeting as well. Our next meeting will be August 24th at 6 p.m.
Public safety reports, anything for you, chief?
Nothing to add from safety.
From safety, okay. How about you, Jamie, on the Boswell Joint Fire
I
District?
brought
Board?
in papers for Brian. They're ahead of budget, so everything's good. Just paying bills and no major incidents, no nothing.
Planning and zoning commission,
We don't have anything other than our next meeting will be, if you could give me that date.
August 13th at 7 o'clock.
Okay. August 13th, 7 o'clock.
anything for the tree commission?
Nope, we're just waiting for the tree commission to put together their final planting list, and once they do that, they'll send that over to me, and we'll start getting quotes for that.
Brian, anything on the records commission?
Nope.
Okay. I guess we'll go into motions.
I would like to make a motion to go into executive session after regular business for the matters of economic development and personnel matters. Everybody at this table.
Yeah. Get a second from Jamie. Okay.
I got it.
Huh?
I got a couple motions.
Okay. We gotta do this one first.
Okay.
Schaffner,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Let me do one more. Oh, sure. Are you ready? Another motion for another motion? Are you ready for another motion? To table 2026-21.
Do you, can they do that now, or they do that?
They could do it at any time. We do,
Okay.
when we get to it, when we get.
Yeah.
A second.
Did you have something? Carl?
Yeah,
Hold on, hold on.
Hold on, we gotta do roll call that one.
Sorry.
that's all right.
Okay, so McLean seconded it?
Yes.
Okay. Schaffner,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay?
Now, Gar, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No. Going forward, I'd like to make a motion that any hiring, part-time or full-time, that involves a relative of a current village employee must go through this council.
I'll second that.
Okay, I would suggest you amend that to have legislation prepared for that, because you're gonna need.
All right, then I'll amend it to have legislation prepared for that.
So do we vote on that, or do we
Wait a minute.
He's
wait
amended
till
it,
the
so-
legislation's prepared?
No, it's just the
The
motion to
motion
prepare.
is to have
Motion to have it
legislation.
prepared, yeah, okay.
Who seconded it?
I did.
McLean.
Okay.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a question about this. I just want to figure out why, I know that I know that we had voted to allow Peg to come back part-time. But I guess there were some family members that were hired here recently for part-time lawn mowing or something like that. What was the difference? Why did we have to approve Peg but not approve?
Because Peg retired, and the state law says you have to vote to rehire her
Okay.
after she
It wasn't
retired.
about that she was related to someone else who worked there, came back after retirement.
Yeah, because she worked here for years, and her relatives worked here as well.
All right, that's all.
Okay, let's see, roll call. Phillips,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
Schaffner,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
and McCreary.
Yes.
So that's you to prepare legislation? Okay.
And we will go into.
I got one more.
Oh,
Okay,
you got
sorry.
one
That's
more?
all right now. I did some checking with local communities like Lithopolis, Pataskala, Canal Winchester, Carroll, about what time their employees came in for water, sewer, and street. None of them arrive at 6:30 in the morning. They all also advised me that they have somebody there from one of those departments until the offices close for the day. I think since this town's looking at growing, which I'm against, that we should start looking into that, because at 2:30, we don't have anybody in any of those departments here. And I think we should start looking into having them stagger their hours to have one, preferably two employees here until the offices close.
So it's a motion to explore those changes.
Yes.
It's not a motion to make.
Well, no, it's to make them.
Well, okay, I would recommend amending that to exploring that, because you're dealing with a lot of different parties here, including the VA, and his authorities, so, you may end up needing legislation
Okay.
to do that.
All right.
Why is the VA, why are we,
Well, they work for the VA.
well, yeah, but Matt's here till close.
Yeah.
They're not,
Well-
is where the point is.
But also, keep in mind that if there's a water main break at 2 o'clock in the morning, they all get out of bed and come in here and fix it. So I don't think there's ever been a time when they leave and there's been a problem and we can't get a hold of somebody to come back and
But if
fix
there's a
it.
problem at 3:30, they gotta come back. It's overtime. Not saying they could fix it at 3:30.
We could have somebody here to
But-
go out and assess the problem.
Yeah, or like stagger it,
Yes,
what you're saying.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, staggered hours, staggered hours.
Yeah, that makes, yeah. I think that's just something that, yeah, we maybe need to try to figure out. And with the growth coming, as you said, that's probably not a bad idea. But along with that will become obviously more employees as well.
Well, at least, yeah.
Did we get a second on this?
I'll second it if not.
Okay. Guess we're ready on a roll call. Okay.
Yeah.
Phil-
Is that
Phil?
going to a committee then?
No.
I got one more.
Well, we got to take a vote on
Oh,
this.
okay.
Roll call, but is this, so are we, this is worded to explore?
To explore.
To explore.
Yeah, and you said more employees, we're just saying maybe a later start time.
Yeah,
later.
right,
Not
right.
100% of the ones we have. We're
Yes.
just suggesting that we need to add staff.
No, I was saying in the future is all I was saying,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
No, we don't need to add any.
Okay. Phillips,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
Schaffner,
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
You got another one, Gar?
I got the last one, you guys are probably relieved. That Missy in the front office be granted a raise. She works harder than anyone in this village, and we're lucky to have her.
I'll second it.
I just said that recently.
I would say at least $2 an hour.
When do we usually review these, Brian?
At the end of the year.
So, quite a while till we review all of them anyway, so. Foreman will second that.
So the last time she had a raise was,
January.
True story.
You say $2?
Mhm.
Okay. Who seconded it?
I did.
I did. I don't care.
We all did.
Effective.
Whenever we vote on it.
Immediately.
Yeah.
The next pay period after the vote.
Started today.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Phillips?
Yes.
Discuss it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to know, who does she report to directly? Is it to Matt?
To Matt.
And
Both of us.
could we have your opinion?
Um,
Or is that something you're not allowed to talk about?
Missy's worth keeping for sure, and I think this is a great way of saying thank you to her,
Okay,
and she would be really blessed by it.
that's awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
She kind of reports to both of us.
Missy onboarded me when I was here. And that's how much of the village that she knows.
And multiple, and
I work for-
multiple village administrators before you.
Missy is the VA. I am the assistant VA.
You're the one who has to take the bad phone calls.
There we go.
She shouldn't have to.
That's exactly
She does
right.
too much already.
Yeah, she does a great job.
She also does the mayor's court?
Yeah, she does. She's compensated for that as well.
That's great.
She's also the administrative assistant for water and sewer.
Sounds,
It's
The
appropriate.
place would run fine without
When you
anybody.
say all that, $2.
What's that?
So when you say all that, it sounds like $2.
Right, that's what I was thinking, like,
Well, you'll have a chance to revisit
It
it
just
at
blows the
the end of the
budget.
year.
A little bit.
It just blows the budget.
Yeah, that's your problem.
She reports to you.
Huh?
She reports to you too, you just
Yeah,
said.
I may question it if she now makes more than me. That's where we're going.
We're not worried about that.
Ouch, ouch.
Moving on.
Okay,
Oh,
we got a roll
Yeah.
call. Phillips,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Missy.
Yep.
Anything else, Gar?
Nope, I'm done.
All right.
As everybody says,
Great idea.
All right, so I'm gonna go right into the reading of ordinances. First reading, resolution, 26-23, resolution updating the district solid waste management plan. I don't know that we had a sponsor on that.
Yeah, Brandy.
I
Randy.
sponsored that.
That's the one that we need to get passed, correct?
Well, technically, we have 90 days from mid-July to approve that, but we've been asked, the district has asked the village to approve that sooner rather than later, so they can send all the documents to the EPA.
Okay, so my understanding is this is something that happens regularly anyways. It's renewing the agreement. So I would like to move to bypass the 3 reading rule.
Foreman seconds.
Get a roll call on that, please, Brian.
McCreary.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Phillips.
yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay, with that, I would like to move to adopt 2026-23.
Foreman seconds. I said Foreman seconds.
I know.
Oh,
Any other
more
discussion?
discussion again? Okay. Hearing
McCreary.
none.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
We couldn't discuss whether this is over the 3rd reading of rules. That's something that came up in rules.
Oh.
Okay, so the next ordinance, I assume this is,
There's no sponsor for this one, and whoever sponsors it, I need to bypass committee.
so how do you want to explain it?
Yeah, basically, it's in 4 parts. One is to establish a budget for the Elmwood Jefferson OPWC project for $984,200. The second part is to increase revenue and appropriations by $50,000 for engineering costs to monitor what's going on at the developments. Increase appropriations of permissive tax fund by $51,800 to fund our share of the cost of the OPWC project. And then lastly is to reallocate some money to pay Ricker for all they've been doing. That was not anticipated.
Foreman makes a motion to bypass 3 reading.
You go sponsor this?
Oh, okay, sure. Finance committee. Oh, I have to make a motion to bypass committee first, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Foreman makes a motion to bypass committee.
Yes, because I got 2 outstanding bills with Ricker. I have no money to pay.
I'll second that.
Let's see, Foreman,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Schaffner,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay, Foreman makes a motion to bypass 3 readings and pass this by emergency.
I'll second it.
Discussion on that?
Let's see,
Roll call.
Foreman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Foreman makes a motion to adopt.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Okay. Foreman,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay, we have no second readings. Go to the 3rd reading. This next one is sponsored by Mr. Carroll, Resolution 2619, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to request an amended certification to enforce the Ohio Building Code within the village of Baltimore and Fairfield County, Ohio.
Could somebody explain that one,
Yeah.
please?
I was just gonna ask if we could do a recap of that one because we've had mixed conversations.
This is authorizing Matt to hire Safe Built back to
Yeah,
back
just
to
to
do
do our
inspections.
inspections, yes.
Alright,
And to limit it to new
Yeah.
builds.
New builds.
Yes, yes.
that's the part, amended certification.
So, Mr. Carroll, you wanna make a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second it.
If there's no discussion, can we get a roll call on that one, please?
Carroll,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes,
McLean,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Next ordinance is 2026-20, ordinance to, Mr. McLean is the sponsor of that, excuse me. Ordinance to amend Chapter 12, Title 4 zoning code, Appendix E, site development checklist for plan development projects, impact fees of the Baltimore codified ordinances to delete references to impact fees.
Mr. Mayor, this is, since we don't do impact fees anymore, this is really just a cleanup of the
That's
ordinances,
what it is,
so,
yes.
I guess, I'd make a motion to adopt.
I'll second it.
There's no discussion, so we could have a,
Who seconded it?
Carroll,
Carol, Mr. Carroll. Get a roll call on that, please.
McLean.
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
yes,
Phillips,
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay, we're skipping the next one, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's been tabled. So going down to the next one, Mr. Foreman, you were the sponsor of this.
Okay, this was the subject of a public meeting earlier today. We've been made aware by the village, by the solicitor, that in order for this to pass, it would require 5 votes. I think everybody kind of knows where everybody stands on this one, so I think this one's probably going to die here, but Foreman's going to just make a motion to adopt and let the chips fall where they may.
Need a second.
I mean,
I need a
I'd
second.
like to discuss, but
You can
I'll,
either
I'll,
You can,
I'll,
second
you
to
can discuss it
discuss.
after.
I'll second.
Okay.
Or Jamie already did. I'll
Yeah.
third.
Or it could die on motion too.
No, I got you down as a second. so.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Any more
Discuss?
discussion?
Yeah, discussion.
We heard some good comments tonight. I think there should be guidelines, as Mr. Mauger said. I just don't know that these percentages are the right kind of guidelines. I think some of our ordinances already cover exactly what's going on here. When it comes to runoff, I would say aesthetics is something that is arbitrary. I don't really think we should be in that game, telling somebody what looks good and what doesn't. I don't really think that's our place, but lastly, the argument or the claim that, we've compared it to other municipalities is kind of I don't mean to sound rude, but I mean, it's just like, well, this is what everybody else is doing. But I don't think there's a study supporting any of those percentages that I could find. I did some research for engineering studies. The only thing I found was Booth and Jackson engineering study, and then Center for Watershed Protection, and then the Natural Resources Conservation Service. And what all these say is, per lot percentage caps, they don't predict runoff. What actually matters is your soil type, your grading, and your connectivity to drainage is what really matters. And so none of these numbers were based off of anything like that. So that's why I believe they're arbitrary, and I think that we should remove them and rely instead on the other ordinances that already cover our neighbors when it comes to runoff and things like that. So that's really all I have to say.
Any more discussion?
I'll discuss. I just wanna say that, everybody's stuck on this 35%, but it's actually 40, right? So our.
Depends on what zone.
Our percentage is higher than the norm.
Depending on the zone.
I have heard this philosophy over and over and over of, well, if somebody is damaged, they can sue. I've heard that so many times around this table. I don't think that that is the standard of care that we should give for these citizens, to just put them in a position, well, it may be wrong, and if so, you're just gonna have to sue. I think that's a terrible way to to manage our residents. And, I just wanna say too, I've heard, we need to do this by a case-by-case basis. That is what a variance is for. That's exactly what a variance is for. To determine whether on a case-by-case basis that somebody can do what they wanna do, and extend that 40%. So, that's all I have to say.
If there's no other discussion, we will go to a vote.
Okay, Foreman. Clean.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Nope.
Carroll.
Yes.
McCreary.
No.
Phillips.
Yes.
Doesn't pass.
It doesn't
Not a
pass.
super-
Not a super majority.
And our zoning code specifically requires a supermajority, especially if council wants to change the recommendations of planning and zoning, which is what the proposed ordinance does. So it fails.
All right, so we're moving on. There are no tabled ordinances. Any old business that anyone has?
That should not be on here.
Any new business? Any of the visitors have anything else to say? Any comments? Nope. With that said, we're going to go into an executive session. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming.
Bye, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Monger.
Okay, we're going into executive session at,
That's a very nice.
what, 7:40,
Take it away.
7:41?
They disappeared.